the night, bump in the night. Did you hear a bump in the night? In the night, bump in the night. Bump in the night, bump in the night. Did you hear a bump in the night? Bump in the night, bump in the night.
What's up? Bump in the Night Society presents Exploring Your Society. I'm your host, Sean Bowman.
And I'm your co-host, Phil Kay.
And today we have from Northern Appalachian Paranormal Society, Jay Blackburn. Say what's up, Jay.
What's up, guys?
What up, man?
So if anybody doesn't know Jay or whatever, why don't you give us a little introduction about yourself?
Yeah, sure. My name's Jay Blackburn. I'm from a small town in eastern Kentucky called Pikeville, Kentucky. I've been living up in Pennsylvania right at 7 years now. Back in 2018, me and my wife decided to, start the whole paranormal investigating. I did fiddle with it for years before that. And I just, told us, I think it's time. So we started it up and been going ever since.
Nice. So how many years you been doing this?
A long time. Like I said, I've been around, I grew up, hearing, urban legends, and my family's always talking about it. So I'm going to say probably since I was like 8, 9 years old. Mm-hmm. And you just grow up around it, and you got to find answers at some point.
That's awesome. Were you on any teams before the one you're at now?
I helped out with Oakmont Paranormal for a little while.
Okay.
We kind of, joined up, and I helped him out, and kind of showed him some different places, especially down south. I took him down, him and a few other ones, Drake. Took him down to a battlefield that was close to where I grew up at, and he had a lot of fun down there.
That's awesome, man.
So I was watching one of your videos recently. I was trying to find some video clips to put together, but I didn't really have enough time. But I saw you talking about dinosaurs or something. What was that all about?
Oh, the whole multiverse, and that's one of the things me and Drake talked about a while ago. But that's something that kind of how can I put it in my in the back of my brain. But when I was little, I always read on like Loch Ness Monster, stuff like that. And I started thinking, well, what if if it's actually a multiverse, and like Loch Ness Monster, what's that one, the pterodactyl that's been sighted around here?
Like a Thunderbird or something?
Yeah. All these different, reptile things, all this different stuff. What if, our universe is crossing into like another one, and that's why we're seeing all this stuff.
Okay. Well, I know they say with the Loch Ness Monster, they think it could be like a plesiosaurus or something,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Plesiosaur, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome, man. Let's go hunting for it.
Have you done any like cryptid things before? Like,
not really. Okay. I mean, some of the stuff I probably would. I mean, some of the team, they don't want to go into that. I mean, just look, just taking a walk in the woods, especially around the house, reminds me when I was growing up. So, yeah, more than likely I'll be hitting the hills eventually. So,
nice.
So, is it Appalachia or Appalachia?
Oh, here we go.
Here we go. Yeah,
is it Appalachia?
Jed always like argues about that or whatever.
I think it's Appalachian. I don't know. I guess that's how I've always.
So, was there any like certain stories you heard as a kid about that type of stuff? I know there's a lot of stories down south in that.
Yeah, there is actually. I mean, there's one. It comes to mind. It kind of goes into like a more like an experience that my cousin had, and most of our family is part Native American anyway.
Mhm.
And he went outside one. We were still in. We was probably like sophomore, juniors, I believe, in high school. And he went outside on his grandparents' porch, and there's like a little railroad track they always ran across. Like not across, like right beside of it. And he told me he saw
Good
like
evening,
this.
Karma.
Do what?
I was just saying good evening to Karma. Sorry.
Oh, I'm not even saying that. So. And so he called me up and he told me, "Man, I got to tell you what I saw." I said, "All right, tell me." And he told me it was like this thing came down the track. It was like the height of a bear, but he looked more like a dog and had yellow eyes. And I'm like, okay, one, that's not a normal dog, and that's definitely not a bear, you know. And we started thinking. I told him, so one, it could be, you know, you guys are, know most of the paranormal anyway, like hellhounds and stuff like that.
Mhm.
And I told him, so it could have been one of them. And recently, me and him talked about it again. That's been, oh God, 20 some years ago, and we still talk about it like it just happened yesterday. And we started coming up with theories of it may be in a skinwalker.
Okay.
So, and that's a possibility. Because then he told me, he said, yeah, my grandmother, she was telling us stories about them before. And it's like, the hell was I at?
Those skinwalkers are freaky, man.
Yeah, I mean that started intriguing me when I started hearing more about them. I'm like,
I've always
So-
wondered what like the first actual like visual evidence of an actual skinwalker was. I've always wondered that too because I think I saw one on like a YouTube video on like some paranormal team that were trying to check them out. It's like, no, thank you.
yeah.
like- No, you go ahead, Jay.
I mean, I'm like Phil. I really, I would love to see, some documentation back in the day
Mm.
of it. I mean, I always, it's like Bigfoot.
Oh yeah.
Back in like the 80s and 90s, they always said Bigfoot was always on the West Coast. They never explained, even mentioned them being on this side. And I thought that for the longest time until I came up here and I met up with like Ron Morphy and Kevin Paul and all these guys, and they were sitting there talking about it. It's like, oh wow, And then Drake even mentioned that. It's like, no. And I started seeing sightings and stuff on the internet. It's like, you gotta be kidding me.
Oh, it's crazy too because like with like Bigfoot and all that stuff and just the amount of people that like you would encounter in your life or like I never knew you were actually into this type of thing before. Like what do you think about the whole thing? It's just really cool getting so many different perspectives.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's nuts. Then you're just like, fine, I guess I'll jump on the bandwagon. Let's check it out.
That's like my daughter was just down in Tennessee with my brother, and during the middle of the night she heard howling and all that, and she doesn't know what it like. She I think the dog man is one of the things that's supposed to be in the Rocky Mountains down there.
Dog man.
Yeah, we were like Googling stuff to see like what it could have been or whatever.
Oh, Tennessee, Smoky Mountains, not Rocky Mountains.
Yeah, Smoky. Yeah, Rocky Mountains over in Colorado or whatever. Yeah,
that's a little bit off. Tennessee. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of different stories. What's that one place right on the other side of Gatlinburg? Cage Cove, something like that. And that's a neat little place. But if you haven't been there, you can go in, drive around the deer and the bear and stuff will just literally come out to you. And if you get out and start checking out like all the little abandoned places, and you can feel the energy still at that whole location.
Well, they have those little churches with the cemeteries and everything too. Because me and Jen have been there a couple of times and stuff, walked around there. We actually, when we were eating at Berg Steakhouse down in downtown Gatlinburg, and we had a bear come across the street.
Yeah.
I had a stake in my hand too. And Jen starts running, her kids start running. I'm just like holding my stake, like I'm gonna fight this bear for my stake. But I'm telling him like not to run because that's like the last thing you're supposed to do.
Oh yeah.
But it was seriously like within like arm's reach, like I could have touched him. That's how close he was.
Oh yeah.
That's crazy. Apparently, I'm a vampire too. From what?
That's what I said.
Oh yeah.
I
I know. Was that pale? What the hell, man? And I got some stubble going on. Yeah, Karma. I got very lazy. I didn't shave this morning, so.
I need to dye my shit. I'm getting all.
Yeah. This is the first time being on an actual podcast where all of us actually have facial hair. This is weird.
Yeah, I know. We have to trim this stuff up, man. Me and Son over here getting gray.
I hate having facial hair. I can't stand it. I've tried it before, man. See, you guys look good with facial hair. I look like a freaking. I don't know. I can't.
I look like a kid if I shaved it all off. So.
How old are you, Jay? I don't even know. You're like
42.
42. You look good for 42.
Thank you.
You make Sean look like a young guy.
I'll be 42 January 4th. I'm right behind you.
Oh, the stress, man.
For sure.
Oh man. So Jay, what's the crazy experience you've actually had, especially with being a part of N.A.P.S? I mean, what's the one that you still like to this day? You're like, what the hell did this happen? I can't even explain it.
Oh man, that's been a lot.
Yeah.
It's been a lot. Let me think here.
So now you mentioned, I think at the one podcast we did at the Carnegie Library of Homestead that like every time you'd walk into like some room, you just became like instantly like.
Oh yeah,
that was
the
nice,
basement.
man.
Yeah, that was the basement. Yeah, that and mechanical room and stuff. I don't know. It's like I said, I don't know if it was the, all the mechanical stuff that was in there just, taking effect on me or what, but one section, I walk in, just get extremely mad.
Yeah.
And I walk back out, I'll be just like I am right now. So I don't really truly know. I mean, everybody says it was the guy that was down there. I don't know.
Is that the first time it's actually happened? Or
that was the first time actually. It's actually happened at Hillview.
Oh.
Yeah, we was actually on the second floor. It was like right after we shut down for the season. And it was me, Dale, Judy, Carrie, and a couple other ones. And some of them went down toward Jeffrey's hallway. And me and Dale and one of the other guys was coming behind it, behind them. And that one little room, if you can look down the hallway, you see that one room. The old North Station, whatever. Mm-hmm. And we got around that corner there. I started balling up my fist. And Dale stopped looking at me and went, "Man, you okay?" I was like, "Nope, I'm really angry."
Mm-hmm.
He looked at me and went, you that's not you. I said, "Nope."
Isn't that weird?
Yeah, and that's the only time that's actually happened up there, too.
Yeah, it's like bizarre. It's like, with being a part of the paranormal team, like, or any field in general, it's like, you could be the most mild-mannered person, but, even like Karma said, tapping into you, it can really turn you from like a Jekyll to Hyde kind of thing. And you're like,
oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's nuts, man. Yeah, I never actually experienced like something like that before, ever. I mean, I think there was one time, I want to say at the Anchorage Mansion, matter of fact, I felt slightly dizzy for like a very split second, but nothing really to be concerned about. But it was just weird. It's like that's not what happened.
Any location that we're at, and me and Jen argues, she'll blame it on that. Like, oh, it's the energy in the room. Like even at Hillview, like not Hillview, we were at Bel Air just recently, and we were up in the attic, me, her, and Hannah, and we started bitching to each other, and she was like, "Oh, it's energy in here." Probably just us arguing.
Yeah, probably just you guys arguing. I've encountered it, even the backseat of the car. I'm just like, hell, let me just play with my phone, act like nothing going on. It happens, I mean, it's just
yeah.
But I mean, definitely, like for somewhere like Phil, like that would be out of character for you. Like I'm just an angry person in general.
I don't really like get upset. Like I've been much more vocal with certain opinions, but never in like a disrespectful way, so to speak. And more of like, this is what I think, but I respect what you think. I'm just gonna, I mean, it's funny because like whenever he mentioned Bel Air, like when they were doing an experiment, and I was getting a little. I mean, I was like another. Yeah, I was very tired too, but like I was a little bitchy, and I kind of just like walked away. And nothing bad or anything. It just like I just didn't want to really partake in what they were doing. Although I was
sacrificing somebody.
Yeah. A certain level of limit. I'm like, yeah, I think sacrificing is a little bit much here. But yeah, I was a little bit more vocal than I thought I was going to be. Instead of just, what, guys, I'm gonna have to walk away from this one. Phil stays until he goes home. Then he goes into his bathroom, gets some tissue, and rips the tissue and takes his frustration out. That's messed up.
I don't think that's the only thing he's doing with those tissues.
That was funny.
Oh man.
Oh, that's. You're on the plushie. I can't say anything.
Well, I think he's blushing there, Sean.
Oh man, that's so funny. What are some of your bucket list locations that you and the team still want to go to, Jay? That you guys haven't done yet?
We've been putting quite a bit of a list together, really. One of them we were trying to hit is the old hospital and college here down in Remington, West Virginia.
Oh, okay.
And we're trying to get that for the May 5th because we're actually hitting that battlefield that I was telling you guys about that following Saturday. And I told them, so, I can get a couple days off, go down, spend time with my family, then meet them on that Friday and go over there and do that place, then do the battlefield the next night. And it's like, oh man, it's like, you want to do a 2-day investigation? Here you go. You really want to feel what it's like? Here you go.
Oh man,
celebrate Cinco de Mayo when you're down there too.
Yeah.
Heck yeah. What's the furthest place you guys have been to so far?
I would have to say I have to be Kentucky right now.
Oh really?
Yeah, that's like a 5-hour trip right there.
That's not too bad.
No. We're talking about wanting to do the Bell Mansion down in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Which I had those guys.
Yeah.
We talked to them, and we had a good time talking with them. Caitlin and Carrie went down a couple weeks ago when they had their little paracon down there, and they made Jason Hawes and all them.
That's cool, yeah.
So,
yeah, man.
Who is all on your team?
Oh wow. See, it's me. My wife Heather. Sometimes I took. Me and her went to Hillview probably like 2 weeks ago, actually. Or maybe a week ago, something like that. So she had a pretty cool thing happen. It's Caitlin, Carrie, and Judy. Mike and Tammy that was on OPS with Drake.
Okay.
All my nephews. But they're down south, so I don't really expect them to drive all the way up here to do an investigation unless they want to. That's the way. Yeah. Little Jenny. Almost forgot Jenny. I can't forget that. A couple of other ones that worked with me, and then they quit that job, went someplace else. But we still stay in touch. So I got. Altogether, it's probably like 15, 20 of them, but all of them don't go out one time.
Yeah.
That's always a good thing.
Yeah.
Because, it's life. Things come up, you can't make it. No big deal. I don't think I've took more than 10 of us on an investigation.
Okay. Yeah, I know even with just having like 7 is a lot, especially if you go just like to a house or something,
Oh, yeah. And then we can go to a house. That's, I ended up telling those guys, I'll go through like 1 or 2, do one trip, and then, we had. I think the most I would bring in probably like 4, maybe.
Yeah.
Then I can always send 2 one spot. Then I can sit back and just hang out. But But I got a really, really good bunch. You know, I can trust them. Hey, that's Jen. Better have that song. No, I got a good bunch. So I mean, I watched them when we done the Greene County Harvest Festival. I was sitting in the corner there beside of Judy's husband Dave, and I was eating these brisket nachos, and I was watching them. You know, Carrie and Judy and Jenny do the table and stuff. I looked at them and said, "Dude, I have nothing to worry about. I can let them loose on an investigation. I can, you know, take care of stuff at home and no issue." So they got a good bunch. So
that's awesome, man. That's the thing I love about it. That's the cool thing about like doing this type of thing, man. Just the the family aspect of it too. You know, it's awesome.
Look, she's begging, ain't she? Let me see. Actually, I'll send one of them a message after we get done to see if she can give me a couple more dates, because I do got something planned for Greene County in September. For it's going to be on a Friday and Saturday.
That's cool. Yeah, I think we've driven by it before, but I've never actually been there before.
Oh, dude, if you know that piece of thermal footage I put up, man, they absolutely love that.
Oh yeah,
that was cool.
Yeah, I think I saw that when I was looking through your videos, because like I said, I was checking out some of your videos earlier.
Yeah, that was probably one of the coolest things I've actually got with that little thermal camera out.
That's cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we haven't really had much luck with the thermal. Like Troy has one, but I don't think he's ever actually gotten anything on it.
Has he even used
Greene County? You will.
Yeah, he's used it before. He used it at ISS.
That's right. ISS was fun. Long ass drive, but it was fun.
Yeah, it was like 7 hours. It wasn't terrible. Done a lot worse.
Stops. Yeah. Oh gosh, poor Jen and Sean. Whenever we went to New York, they had to deal with my many moments of having to stop. Yeah, it was awful.
Yeah, we need to get to Salem sometime too. Definitely. I mean, I've been there twice when I was younger, but never as like a paranormal thing.
Yeah, I've never been there ever, and I'm jealous of anybody who goes there.
Yeah. Heather was talking. She was wanting to try to go back, around Halloween. I told her, babe, you know how hard that it's going to be to even be in that town.
Yeah.
So she was looking up hotels, man. She's like, yeah, no.
That's like we were down New Orleans during Halloween, and it was crazy down there. It was fun, but there's a lot going on.
Isn't that like considered to be one of like the craziest like cities for like Halloween in general, or
for Salem? Or
oh,
I'm sure.
Yeah, it's. I want to go back to Sleepy Hollow again. I don't know if you've ever been there, Jay, but if you haven't, dude, Sleepy really Hollow, cool. New York was amazing, absolutely amazing. Just everything about it, man. The atmosphere and then it was just you wouldn't expect it for being in a place like New York, But then we went to Manhattan the next day, which was insane.
Yeah, I don't think I see myself in that town. No.
Yeah,
I don't like New York City either. Jen's the one that always wants to go there.
It was fun. It was just very hectic.
I mean, we drank the one night, so that made it more fun.
That was good. That's actually very true. That is very true. Yeah, we had a fun day at this one bar, and the bartender was amazing and recorded us trying to take these shots, and
they have these theme shots, like they had like Indiana Jones and like Harry Potter, and they make you do all this shit, and they play music and stuff. It was pretty cool.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, and one of Jen's best friends lives in Manhattan, so it was pretty awesome seeing her too, and realize how relaxing it is in the state of Pennsylvania. It's Pittsburgh specifically, and then you go to Manhattan, you're like, holy crap. If you're not like an aggressive driver, you're screwed. I have a friend that owns a property there. Oh. Killed 2 birds with one stone. I'm going for their wedding, and I'm going to go and help move things along.
Phil's our narrator, if anybody didn't know.
Yeah, I'm trying to read. That's a
Phil doesn't think people can read.
La, la, la. Just making sure,
Oh, okay.
Shut up, Jen. There's always that one guy in every group, Guess I'm that guy.
So what do you have coming up this year?
Not a whole lot this for the rest of what we got, but next year it's gonna be really busy.
Yeah.
I've got we put together the Westmoreland Paranormal Expo,
Mhm.
and that was something I've thought about for the past probably like 2 years.
That's cool.
I always like helping the community out, especially like fire department places like that.
Mhm.
And it's like what we discussed with everybody. All the vendors, it's like $25 for all of us putting tables and stuff. Well, really using their tables really.
Yeah.
And the whole 25 would go straight to the fire department. And being one of the volunteers that he works with me, and he was asking me how was it coming along. I told him, well, right now I think we got like 9 already signed up, and it's not even
Yeah, we signed up.
stop it. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Mhm.
So yeah, there's quite a bit of them signing up.
Damn.
No.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like how many like places you rack up like every single year, or even like every month. I mean, heck, just like once you get involved with with something like this, there's like every freaking weekend's like booked for the most part.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
How many places have you guys actually like? How many like places do you guys usually like go like per month or even like per year, or is it differentiate all the time?
See, back in this, once we really got into it, for like this year, I think we was going. I think altogether this year, I think we done probably like 10 places.
Oh wow, not bad.
Some of us repeats, but
Yeah. Oh yeah, you have your favorites,
Oh yeah, yeah. You gotta have at least one or two of them.
Oh yeah.
And up in this area, I do got two. I can't argue.
Oh yeah, which two?
The first one's got to be Greene County.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and then my other one's Hillview. There's always something new. In both places, there's always something new. Always.
Oh heck yeah, man. Looks like Jay has a new friend.
Well, that's a possibility. I don't know. I mean,
Hey.
Have you ever had any attachments?
I don't think so.
Hmm.
I really don't. I mean, yeah, but yeah, some of them. Some people think every place you go, you can get one. To me, I think it just depends how you walk into a place, and if you can go and walk into a Lord, don't be some of that. My wife would be having a fit. No, I mean it is what it is, truthfully. But no, I'm not being that arrogant guy. But no, to me, if you go into a place, I'm trying to be nice. If you walk in with an attitude,
Yeah.
and you treat them with disrespect, I believe they will attach to you just to, show you a lesson. And if you walk in and have that respect for them and stuff, I think they would cooperate with you and just leave you be.
Do you like do any like certain like sayings or anything or cleansings before you go into a location, or you just go in there like whatever, I'm just gonna go in and do what I gotta do with it and get done
Well,
with
usually we'll just go in. I mean, or we just find like an Applebee's someplace and just
That's more on my line. Even though Mikey's the one that loves Applebee's.
Hey, Applebee's is great, man.
Yeah, exactly.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, it's always nice just to see what like certain people actually do whenever they go into a location. Some people say a prayer, some people, I don't know.
Are you religious at all, Jay?
Yeah, I guess you can say.
That was cool.
I was raised up in it.
Okay.
That's awesome. Does it actually play a big part in you being an investigator, or do you guys separate the two, or?
Sometimes it depends.
Yeah.
I don't know if most of you guys know that I went through a demonology class.
Oh.
Yeah, yeah. I'm doing some more things, but I believe my faith really has helped a family out recently.
Okay.
So I just found out on the way back from the shop back here. Caitlin sent me a message telling me that everything's really quiet still. So
That's good.
That's
I was
awesome.
pretty tickled on that. It's like that's what I wanted to hear.
Mm-hmm.
So was it a demon? No, it was just it felt like once you start blessing on something, you feel that change in you,
Mm-hmm.
and whatever it was, you can tell it was trying to mess me up. It was, because we went outside and done all everything out there, then we brought everything back inside the house, and but yeah, the wind picked up on us. It was windy as can be, and it's like after we got done, me and Caitlin was outside talking, and the wind pick up every time we mentioned the house or something like that. The wind just pick up, and we couldn't hear over top of ourselves. And I'm like, can you just stop, and everything just die out.
Mm-hmm.
Then we mentioned something else, and it's kick up again.
That's crazy.
Oh yeah.
Do you think like the weather can play a huge part in an investigation, or?
Yeah. I believe like thunderstorms, these real big storms that come in.
Mm-hmm.
I do believe it charges like a location. We was doing. I was working Hillview, and this big storm started coming through. And we see lightning like so far down the road. And I was like, these guys are gonna have some fun. And by the time it hit, we was getting people coming down and asking us to go up and help them out. That's how charged up it got.
Holy crap!
Yeah, I'm like, guys, you're fine. Just chill out.
That's like down south. They got all them tornadoes going on right
Yeah.
now.
Oh, jeez.
So I'm sure that would stir something up. Anything like heavy storms like that. Do you see all that hail and stuff too that they were having, and putting dents in all the cars and the buildings and all that?
Yeah. Make me wish I was a paintless dent repair guy. I'll be making money right now.
Oh, that's crazy. Yeah, it's I think I don't know if it was at the Hillview Manor or if it was at the Madison Seminary, but one of the two locations, there was a really big thunderstorm, and it was beautiful. Like, I'm a bit of a thunderstorm fanatic. Like, I love the rainfall, and it just added like a certain ambiance to it, and nothing really happened too much, but I guess it just depends on, people are going to experience things. Some people aren't going to experience anything. So, I'm sure the same thing happens in Hillview too. I mean, there's all sorts of stuff that goes on there. Like, I think I've been there like 5 or 6 times, and it's always different every time I go there. All the time, man.
Yeah, we have tons of like stuff from Hillview, just like in files on the computer and that we've never actually used. Because one thing is, Mikey does a lot of our documentaries, and he's not really in any of it, so he doesn't really mess with it.
No, I mean, that's something. If you want to do something like that with Hillview, you probably need to get up with like Carrie and all them.
Yeah. I talked to her before because we back in the day, like we originally said something about it, and she had some. I don't know if it was HillCon was coming up. Something was coming up. And she was like, "Oh, like maybe you guys can premiere it at that." And this was like 2 weeks out, and I was like, "Yeah, there's no way we're getting this done in 2 weeks."
Yeah, no. I mean, if you're gonna do something like that, probably like around the beginning of the year, I'll be like, "Hey, how about we, do what we talked about and have it ready for you by that."
Yeah. That's funny. Yeah, I want to go back there again. Hillview is definitely one of the very few places I could probably go to like every weekend and be happy. I don't know what it is about it.
Yeah, well, I mean, like I said, when I took Heather up there, we had a staff night.
Yeah.
We usually have one at the end around the end of each season, and Heather's been to 2 of them lately, And this last time we was down 1 North, and I was like, well, I brought some stuff, and I knew Melissa, one of the other staff members there. She had some of her team there, and I was like, well, they're down here at 1 North. Let's go down here and just hang out. Let you see how Missy and all of them do conduct their investigations. She's like, yeah, sure, let's go. And we was at room 144. That's the one that Bill keeps on telling Ken not to go into.
Okay.
Well, this guy go into he don't care. But I stood, me and Heather, we stood like right at the doorway, and I ended up turning back around and faced up the time clock hallway, and she was, facing toward the atrium, and this light just appeared from. Well, we're still trying to figure out. We don't know if it came from the last room on the left down there, or like that one door you can come through right there on the left at the atrium. But it lit up the whole hallway, and I even saw it, me standing and looking the opposite direction. And we both looked, and Heather looked at me and went, "What was that?" I was like, "I have no idea." That's like, it couldn't be a headlight. There's no way. So she stood at that room, and one of the other ones that was with Melissa, me and Danton, we went all the way down the hallway. We was trying to figure out if it was a light or a headlight. We couldn't recreate it. It was just so bright. I've never saw anything like it.
What kind of sits back off from the road too, so it'd be kind of hard for, I think, a headlight to hit that building.
Mm-hmm. We tried every way to recreate it, but nope.
Yeah, how like obviously, you mentioned that, like, debunking especially has a big pivotal part in freaking going to like a haunted house and stuff like that. Do you find it pretty easy to kind of debunk certain things, or is it harder than people make it out to be, kind of thing?
Depends where you're at.
Yeah,
really. If you go into a private home, it's not. Some people, I think some people they want to hear there's nothing there, but they get disappointed at the same time.
Right.
And hey, there's Nick. But you gotta, I tell them, you gotta take facts.
Oh, sure.
I mean, if we got the equipment to pick up a high EMF field that's coming from exposed wiring and stuff, you gotta get it fixed. That can cause some real bad damage to people, and most of them they'll go off and get it fixed.
Oh yeah, it's like what Sean even says sometimes too, and like not everything's paranormal. I mean, it's you can go to a certain location and it could be like nothing.
Well, that's even like when stuff happens. Like, I think it's like in the moment, and then you look back on it and you're like, was that really paranormal, or was I just being paranoid?
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, you got, and this one thing I tell all these, all of them that's on the team. I tell them, I want you to have that mindset that you're there to disprove everything.
Yeah.
Everything you can possibly think of, try to disprove it. And you guys make Carrie and Gene Reese, both sidekicks, and they work extremely real good with each other. But they don't go in there and like, oh, this and this, and when they when they start sensing something, we'll grab a recorder, or a video camera or something, and I tell them, yeah, if you feel something, grab a recorder, grab something, if they're gonna talk through something, or they can just gonna be that type of ghost or spirit, and they're like, no, I ain't talking to you guys.
So do you have like different roles in your group? Like you're talking about like psychics or N.P.S, and like you have like tech people and everything, like okay.
Yeah, we got myself as the lead. Judy, Carrie's mom, she's the second lead. Carrie is the co-lead when one of us is not around.
Ah,
And sidekick, but she knows how to block that out. They both do.
Hmm.
And I've got a few other ones, Mike and Tammy, and all of them that's got like a ability. Uh, I don't know if it's more like an empath or just straight up, more like on their level yet.
Hmm.
And so I asked them, would Carrie, I asked Carrie and Jean, I asked them, can you guys be like guides to these guys and just kind of help them out and show them some things. Maybe you can, boost up the confidence and see if what it is they have. So there's something with that. Caitlin and Jean's fiance Fred, they're the equipment tags because I sit there one night and I listen to both of them talk about different type of equipment and all that. And I'm like, you know what? Those two know more about equipment than I do. So there you go. You give me a recorder and a video camera, I'm good. Yeah.
that's good though. I mean, it's just, it's like with our team. I'm not like a techie guy at all. I'm the mascot, and that's pretty much it. No, I
mean, do the podcast too.
It's a podcast, yeah, the podcast, yeah, the podcast guy and a mascot. It's just nice just being able to have like a certain rule, but I'm sure like you all can learn from you all learn from each other as well.
Oh yeah,
That's
yeah, and if if you guys got Judy and Carrie on Facebook, all the different things that they showed up on has really impressed me.
Yeah,
especially after that the whole magazine article. It seems like, oh yeah, it was fun working with them. I mean, I was disappointed that my file got corrupted before they got time to print it. But it is what it is. It happens.
Yeah,
and
things ain't perfect, man. So.
Oh no, we still had fun doing it.
Oh yeah,
and
this
Judy
is
and
actually,
Carrie, they was in one for.
That's Jenny actually.
Jenny.
Should sign in that so we can see.
Well, yeah, if you come in through the group, I think it doesn't show your name, but I watch it on my phone over here too, so that way I know who people are.
Oh, cool. But yeah, I mean, I've watched them, grow into a really good bunch of investigators. I can't argue.
Oh man, that's awesome too. And I'm what would you be doing if you weren't being an investigator? Like, do you have any other interests outside of the paranormal?
Probably sitting in the house doing absolutely nothing.
You still have your car business, though, right?
Do what?
You still do your detailing stuff, right?
Yeah.
That's cool.
I mean, I can't. I've done a couple of them this year, which I'm not complaining about. I mean, it gave me time to. I'm still working on the garage, stuff like that. After we moved last year, I know. Been here almost 2 years. I'm still rearranging stuff, but yeah, I'll get it the way I want it.
Hey. Now, are you a fan of the entertaining haunted houses? Aside from the actual real haunted houses.
Not truly. I mean,
I'm sure you've done Scare Manor, though, right?
No, I have not.
Wow, that's crazy.
I mean, Sue and Ken asked me to do it next year. I told her, so let me look at the whole job schedule and stuff, because I've been, last night I went in at 6 yesterday morning. I didn't get home to midnight.
Ooh.
And that's why I'm running on like 4 hours of sleep. I went back in like 6 this morning. Yeah. I was trying. By the time I logged in, is by the time I actually sat down. I'm like, yeah, I gotta go, guys. But yeah, the job of mine, it runs constantly. I mean,
yeah.
But I don't know. I might come up with something, go talk to them.
Hey.
I mean, I did one when I was in high school, but it's, we my family was most of them was members of this little fire department back home, and the kids around in the area didn't have nothing to really do, and so we decided to put one together for them. They had fun.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, it wasn't too fun when they made a homemade coffin and threw me in it, but
oh, oh man, were you claustrophobic in that coffin?
no, they left it open. That's the fun thing about it. I
Oh,
had
that's
like
cool.
one eye, like partially open. They walk by, I jump out. I think one ran out and cried or something. I don't know. And they look, say, "You know him? It's Jay."
Yeah.
Ah,
So going back to Hillview a little bit, I know last time you were on, we were talking about the creeper. Any sightings of the creeper recently?
I think we had one group that came in right around the beginning of October. I think maybe last of September. I can't remember. And I was doing the tour for them, and we stopped right there at the Snyder's apartment and looked down Jeffrey's hallway. And it's like, you look down his hallway, that's when you start seeing all this strange stuff.
Hmm.
And one of the guys looks at, "Man, I just saw something go up that wall." It's like, "Yep, that's old Pete." It's like, "Is that his name?" So no, I just call him that. Why? I don't really know his name. So, but yeah, I think that's the only time I've heard anybody even mentioning.
That's cool. You know what's really crazy? Like a lot of the places that we've been to, like I've even had a hard time even remembering some of the actual names of these entities that people happen to talk about all the time. It's you do it so much, but it becomes such a lot of back and forth information. You're like, wait, huh? What's this person's name again? It's like, you've been here how many times? It's like, sorry,
Oh yeah,
because it gets mentally draining too a lot. It's you're trying to piece everything together, and I mean, it's nice. It's like as fun as doing this stuff is. It does take a lot out of you too sometimes. I mean.
Well, that's like, I know Drake had like a connection with George. It seemed like. Is there anybody specific you had a connection with at Hillview?
I'm gonna have to say Jeffrey.
Jeffrey.
That was something. I mean, he's hard to find now. I mean, he goes from his room to Mary's room up there, and I mean that's fine. He moves around in the building anyway.
Mm.
He's like Eli. I mean, they just roam the building because I think we ended up catching Jeffrey down in the office one evening.
Well, I think that's what Sue and Ken were telling us, that even back in the haunted house, like in Square Manor, he showed up over there before or something too. Yeah, that's kind of crazy.
Have there ever been any instances of the people that came to visit that place or investigate overnight? Any of them have ever any experiences where they ran out of the building? Since the only reason I ask that because I've seen a lot of paranormal shows where they always bring up Hillview Manor and it's just like, oh no,
Yeah, I mean they think it's like it's just, I don't know. I don't know if they're just afraid of the building, or what. I mean, we had probably my second year there, and me and Drake was in the office there. I think it was Memorial Day weekend or something, and we had this private group, and we were sitting there just watching the cameras, talking. I think we was eating. I think we ended up going down Taco Bell or someplace like that.
Mm.
And so we was in there eating. All of a sudden we were hearing doors slam, running come down that one main set of steps. I'm like, what is going on? All of a sudden that one door just slams open. Everyone runs out. And he looked at me and went, something happened. So we got up outside. And half of them, there was true non-believers. Non-believers. We get out there, this guy looked at me and he just looks, I saw a shadow upstairs. What?
This all that from a shadow?
You guys ran out like something was chasing you from the shadow. Yeah. Was it your shadow? No. It was down the hallway. I was like, where was you at? The cafeteria. I was like, the moon's out. It's just a big room of friends. He's like, no, dude, you need to come up here and check it out. Okay, let's go. So we get up there, we set the laser grid up, and we had it pointed down to the steps that goes back down to the basement on George's side there. and we started seeing like just different things moving around. We saw like a little small shadow come over to us, and they started tugging at my t-shirt. I'm like, I turned around and looked at Drake. He was sitting at the piano there in the cafeteria, had his hands full, And I looked at him and said, dude, stop pulling at my clothes. He looked at me and went, Jay, I've got my hands full. And then the guy who ran out, he was standing beside me. I felt somebody poke me on my right shoulder, and I turned around and looked at him and said, what's up, guy? His wife looked and said, honey, he had to move his hands. He looked at me and went, I gotta go. You gotta be kidding me here.
Oh, that's so funny.
Now, has there ever been a time where you've actually been scared? Like, has anything caused you to leave?
Not really scared, more startled, really.
Okay.
And it would, yet again, have to be heavy, really. We was, I think it was closing up one night, I think. I don't know if it was just trying to play a trick on us or what. And I turned around, and it was the corridor there at, I'm trying to think. I think it was maybe Virginia's hallway, I think.
Okay.
And we turned around, there's like this little shadowy blob was just like in the middle of the floor. Look, it kind of reminds you of someone in a wheelchair.
Okay.
And I'm saying, I stopped, I looked, I started thinking, what the hell is that? And I blinked again, it's still there. I was like, oh, something's not right here. I get a little bit farther down, turn back around, and you can feel it like it's trying to follow you down.
Mm.
So I get a little bit farther and turn around, it was gone. I was like, okay. All right, I'm gonna walk up front for a little bit, and I'll come back down. It's just one of those things you have to go and collect your thoughts.
Yeah.
Because
was anybody with you when that happened, or you were by yourself?
I think I was actually by myself at that point.
Okay.
And I think they was all up there, finishing up the night. And I go in there, and I was like, the strangest thing just happened. What is it? There's a big ass blob down there in the hallway. Like, really? I said, yeah, you okay? Yeah, I'm step aside for a second. So, I went out, got some air, and I came back. So, let's finish this, And one of them looks at, I'm surprised you didn't just leave. I was like, nah, I'm not leaving. It was just strange.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, you can feel when you're not wanted in a place.
Yeah.
Sometimes it happens there. You can go up the second floor around Angelo's hallway, something. You can feel that, that pressure. And you know right then it's something strange. You gotta go.
See, I mean, you've been there a lot more times than I have, obviously. Is there anything that you feel is like evil there? Because I've always thought it was like pretty calm compared to a lot of places at Hillview.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah, Hillview, to me, I think it's pretty calm, really. Mm-hmm. I mean, you got some of them that just grumpy. Yeah. What do you expect? It's an old nursing home.
Yeah.
And then, poor farm before that, and people just got dropped off and nobody saw them. Yeah, especially in the nursing home. And it's sad, but some of them, by the pictures we found, I think most of them had a really good time.
Talking about that, have you ever met any like relatives of anybody that used to be there? Or?
I talked to what we was doing not Hillcon, Scale Man last year, and this couple came over, and we were sitting there talking about how he transferred from the poor farm to the nursing home, and the little guy looks, hey, my aunt used to work in here.
Okay.
I'm like, really? So he was telling us all that, and she was trying to. I think his fiance, wife, girlfriend, whatever, was actually calling his aunt and had her on speakerphone when we was walking around the property there. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah, that's like, there's been two different instances. One was I was at Monsville, and I was there on a Halloween tour, actually. And one of the relatives was Red's relative. Like, I don't know if you know Red is.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So that was kind of cool. But the other story was I was at Trans Allegheny. We were actually there for Hearst Mania. And the vendor who was across from us came over and was talking to us. And have you been to Trans Allegheny before?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I want to
So
go back.
like the bedpost murder room, you know about that whole
Yeah.
story, right? Well, the lady that was across from us used to take care of the guy that actually murdered the other guy, and because he went up to the upper, you know,
Yeah,
an upper
yeah.
asylum. Supposedly he's not alive now, but she used to take care
No,
of him.
yeah,
She
I
said
think
he was like an awesome guy and like cool, and she like loved him, and like it's so weird that somebody could just switch like that and something like that
Mhm.
happens, you know?
Yeah, I think there was two of them who was involved in that. And
Yeah.
the last one just recently passed away.
Yeah.
And I think they said, he they ended up catching him actually back at the asylum.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, when I did the farm tour when they used to do the farm tour a couple years ago,
okay.
and when you go up around like up, you can actually see, you know, where the new one is back behind there because it's basically just up above the old asylum, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that asylum is beautiful, man. I loved it there.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's big.
Oh yeah. It's an interesting place. It really is.
Yeah, even whenever like Sean and I did the night tour, like there was like 3 different sections too, and I mean we heard stuff, but we weren't really sure how authentic it was since a lot of it was delayed, and you know we had a lot of people there who were kind of like,
Well, they want something to happen, so every little thing is something, you know.
Yeah,
yeah. I mean, we had some really strange things going on that night. Like kind of, I think it pulled us out of the building. And some of them was from OPS, and I told them, so guys, if you're not mentally able to do this, you don't go to this place. I mean, it's not a Hillview Manor, it's not Mansfield. I mean, it's legit. It can be crazy.
You need to be there for a couple of days too because it's so big.
Oh yeah.
Never said.
I think I covered like one section.
Well, I know like the most activity that I've ever gotten was in Lily's room and then the bedpost murder room, like those, because I've been on Publix and stuff there too back in the day, and we were doing like a little 60-minute tour. My daughter, who was only probably like 6 or 7 at the time, was in our group, and we went to Lily's room and they did the thing with the ball. I don't know if you ever seen them do that, but they'll put the ball in the middle of the room. They'll be like, if Lily wants to play anybody, you know, move the ball to somebody, and it went right to my daughter, who was the only kid in our group. So that was kind of cool. But me and Jen also had like flashlight stuff. We had, which I don't know how much I feel about orbs a lot of time, but we have on video this orb that like goes into the REM pod, and REM pod starts going off as we're asking a question. So that was kind of cool too. Yeah.
Yeah. Talk about orbs. That's like a touchy subject.
Yeah.
People's like, oh, orbs are this. Well, yeah, you can go outside right now and take a picture with your phone. You're gonna find orbs.
Oh, sure.
That's like when we were at Lake Shawnee. You just take a picture outside, and there's so many bugs. So it looks like there's tons of orbs, but it's just bugs everywhere. You know?
Yeah. I mean,
I always thought like orbs are kind of like meh. You know, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I can. I would probably get more into it if I see like a picture of like one, or video, and something happens. I'll be like, okay, now that we have to think about this a little bit. But if it's like more than 2 or 3 of them, I'm telling the guy, I can't show that to a client. I can't.
Yeah. Well, it depends if it like coincides with something too. I think because like even I was going through stuff from Bel Air just recently that we were just there, and over by the like furnace, I saw something come out of the wall and move over, and like I probably would have just thought it was a bug or something, but after that I heard a laugh, so I was like, oh, like maybe that had something to do with that,
Yeah.
And it wasn't any of us because like it was me, Marcus, Jen, and Mikey. We were all down in the basement. Marcus is actually talking, so it definitely can't be him because like you hear it over top of him. And I mean, I know what my wife sounds like, and it wasn't Mikey, it wasn't me, But I don't know. Like I said, if it's something that coincides with it, sometimes maybe I'll believe in it. And even like sometimes, like I have a picture actually from Bel Air when I stayed in Emily Davis's room, and above the bed, if you zoom in on the orb, it looks like there's a face in it. So that kind of was cool too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Bel Air was a fun time. That was one of those very few places where I was even telling the team I'm still a little nervous going there, but I actually like it. I mean, of course, a lot of the stuff ramped up the second night that we were there. So
now, you said you haven't been to Bel Air, right?
No, I have not been.
That's pretty close. Well, I mean, where do you live at actually? Like, because you don't live.
New Alexandria.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
because
think
I mean,
it's
from
like
Pittsburgh, it's not. It's only like 45 minutes from Pittsburgh
Yeah.
or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's. It took me when last time I went down to Mansfield, it was like 2 hours. So we'll maybe an hour and a half, maybe.
Yeah, Mansfield's like 8 miles from Bel Air, so it's pretty
Yeah.
close. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's not that not a long trip. I mean,
Hmm.
well, shoot, Trans-Allegheny is about the same, really. I mean, I went down there and investigated that night, came home the very next morning, and then we moved in the day before that.
Okay.
I left the next night. I left here probably like I think we left here like 2 or 3 o'clock because we was gonna meet up and eat dinner and stuff like that. Then go on over to the asylum, but I want to take some of them over there beforehand and let them actually see it in daylight. And those guys was really impressed when I took them over there because as soon as they got out, they just looked at me and went, "Shit." So yeah, like I said, I done that and came back home. It was probably like 8 o'clock by the time I pulled in the next day.
Yeah.
Because I stopped and got us all breakfast and came home, pulled into the garage, walked upstairs, said, "Here you go." Ate, sat on the couch, and that was it.
Now, when you did Trans-Allegheny, did you do the main, like the Kirkbride building, or?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because we did the Kirkbride too, but I know they offered the other one where you could do like the other separate buildings, which I've done those on like day tours and that, but I'd like to go back and just do the separate buildings, like where the morgue is and the hospital and all that stuff.
Yeah. They told me we couldn't get them right at the moment. I think it was doing something with them.
Okay.
I mean, it's understandable.
I'd like to go in the TB building, but they always have a haunted house in there, so they don't let anybody in there, really.
There is a picture on my Facebook.
Okay.
And it's him and on my wife's. I'll get it and send it over to you.
Okay.
Actually, I might be able to do that right now. Actually, so.
Okay.
But it was me and the wife was. We drove around it. That's the first time she brought me up here, and I was like, "Hey, I want to go check this place out." We saw the signs on the way up. I didn't know what it was. And we started looking at them. She told me, she said, "Babe, we was at, I forgot what hotel. And it was over here in Delmont someplace."
Okay.
Yeah, I know Delmont. It's probably the Super 8 or something, whatever that one is. Cheapest one we found. We didn't want to spend a whole lot of money, And she pulled it up and she's like, "Hey, it's that place that was on like Ghost Adventures and all them." I was like, "What?" And she showed me to me, showed the picture. I was like, "Let's go." So on the way back, we ended up went down west, and we went on not where like all the seats and all. Then we went on the back side, on the old side of it, and that's when you can really see. There it is. What was I going to do? Something. Oh, I found that picture. I'm over here trying to. Yeah. Oh, this sucks. This is not like regular text. Here you go. You should be getting it here in a second there, Sean.
Okay.
So she showed it to me, and I went over there and we looked at it. So we was driving around, and we just taking shots.
Oh yeah, I see it.
Yeah, and that was just one of them. And we had this old time. I forgot what type. I think it was like a Polaroid or something like that. Panasonic, something, one of those little tiny things. And when I took it and we went home, it was probably like 2 weeks after we got home. So we was going through the pictures and we saw that, but before that it was actually walking, and then that and there looks like it was like she turned around and looking straight at us.
Damn.
I'm trying to get it up here on my phone, and I got to send it to my email, then I could show it on the screen.
Yeah, it was something, and she freaked out. Like, what is that? Babe, I don't know. There was nobody at the building. It was roped off, closed off for the whole, for that weekend. It was Thanksgiving weekend, so I even emailed them. They even told me there was nobody there.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm gonna try getting it up here in a second. I'm looking at my email right now. So you guys talk about something while I try to find this.
Okay. But when it comes to that place is actually it's interesting. The ground, if you got an empath or something, as soon as they walk on the ground,
oh yeah.
you can feel it.
Now, do you like ever like feel any like strange like sensitivities or anything like that? Obviously, that situation you had, well, where you obviously felt like tempered whenever you walked into the basement when you came out. But do you
Yeah,
think you
yeah,
do have?
yeah. I've been told by a lot of people I've got that ability.
Yeah.
I just haven't really opened it.
Right.
Certain people they can. I can't really. You guys have been around me. I can't really be really up close to people. I have to kind of put myself away from it and not be being rude. I just can't. I can't have them in that that space. It just I'm not a fan of it. I got people at the job who just comes right up on your face. I tell them to guys, I'm not trying to be rude, but you got to back away. I can't. No, I don't like it. And some people I got to walk away from.
Oh, absolutely. It's just like there's certain people I've met where they're like their bubble extends beyond, what they're able to actually, handle. I'm like, okay.
Oh yeah.
And you're not going to know until you ask them,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that guy, one of my friends, I used to work at, Giant Eagle, and I think the only physical contact we actually did was fist bump like that, and giving her a hug before she quit. And I was friends with her for like years.
Yeah.
That's just how she was, That's just how some people are. They, they just don't want their, personal space to be, invaded, which is totally fine, And even like with the, paranormal field too, you meet some people and you're like, are you feeling okay? They're like, yes, I know it's really thick in here. I'm like really trying so hard not to lose my shit.
Yeah. I mean, it's just one of those things. And that night at Homestead, I don't know who was all in the music hall.
Yeah.
And yet again, I'm putting Jean on the spot here. So she was one of them who told me I had that, I guess, that gift. I felt more people around. I spent a lot of time with Jean, and so she told me this way to go someplace and just relax and just clear your mind, and just in your mind start asking like a question or something. And the way I ended up doing it, I wanted them to ask a question. So they started asking stuff, and I asked one of the spirits there. And I was, in my mind, I was starting to hearing, all these thoughts starting to come to me, and it was spot on. And so I done it down in Greene County, which we only had it was me and three other ones. It was Jenny, Mike, and Tammy. And I done it to them. I was in this little showing room, and I plopped down, cleared my mind, and they was asking, and I told them, there's a guy coming down the hallway, and all of a sudden you hearing footsteps coming from down the hallway up toward us, like he was pacing up and down the hallway like he's doing a room check.
That's crazy.
Yeah, then I done that right.
Oh Lord. What's really this is so off topic, but when it comes to experiencing certain things, obviously when it comes to taking photos, I've never been able to ever catch a figure on my phone or even on my camcorder for as long as I've been doing this, and I'm a little saddened about it. I don't know, it's just
what type of phone you got?
Yeah, I have an iPhone 13, I think. Yeah.
Okay. Here's what, and have you actually press on the picture and let it run through the live?
I don't think I have, actually.
Try it.
Yeah?
Especially if you've done a lot of up in Hillview.
Okay.
Yeah. Just tap on that picture, hold your finger to it, and then you can watch it do a live play.
All right, I think I got it finally. Here, I'm going to show it on the thing. You guys can see that, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you see it, and everybody says there was windows and stuff
Right.
like that. You saw that building, you know for a fact there was no windows there. It's just a fence.
Yeah.
That's all it was.
Try to zoom in a little bit. The little
Yeah.
black figure there.
Yeah, that was. You know,
That's crazy.
yeah.
That's
Yeah,
fantastic.
I wish they would let us go in that building to like investigate. You know.
Oh yeah, that'd be awesome.
Oh heck yeah! I wish they can allow. I don't know, just certain places. You wish you can just dissect the whole thing. You know, even like the do not enter location.
Well, that's one of those places. Like I said, you need like a full week to investigate, especially all the buildings they have, and especially if you want to do the whole grounds and all that too. It's like,
well, it's like Crescent up here too. I mean that's a humongous place.
Oh, that place is big.
Yeah, we've probably been to Crescent only once for a private, but we've been there during the daytime probably at least 3 or 4 times.
Mm-hmm.
And I still don't think I've been in every building there.
Yeah, no, we
so big.
Yeah, we ended up going back. It was so cold. I think it was like right around March, I believe. We went up there, and God, it was cold. We didn't.
Oh yeah.
Didn't get a whole lot. I mean, we got something thrown at us. I think it was like a. Maybe like a rock or a nut or something. But I think I was with Dale. God forbid, me and Dale, if we're together, something's going to happen, you know. And we ended up, the last stop we went down into the tunnel system.
Hmm.
And me and Dale and all of us, we was walking up there. And all of a sudden, Dale stops. He's like, yeah, he looked. I was like, yeah. He's like, well, hang on a minute. He hollered, hello. And I'm sitting there. I was like, what the hell are you hollering at? I was like, he just dodged all the way up in this tunnel. I was like, shit, you know. So we all following Dale, you know, we're trying to get through this tunnel. We're trying to knock our brains out. And he stopped again. He's like, dude, I just saw a shadow up there. I was like, do you not got nothing right? He said, no, I left it all up in the that main room. I said, well, let's go. Let's figure out what it was. You know? By the time we got there, it was gone. I think we ended up coming out of, I forgot what building. I mean, it's just massive. I'm like, yeah.
Maybe the Maple building. Maple's like the main one from the tunnels.
Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe.
Yeah, me and Jen went there right around like when they started their Halloween thing the last time. And we were there for a day tour. She actually won like one of their photo contests for like taking a picture. And so we got to go for free, or she got to go for free. And they had it set up for the haunted house. So if you go down in the tunnels, like the haunted house starts in the tunnels basically. So they had all these fog machines and green lights. And I was technically not supposed to be down there yet because it wasn't open, but I was all nebbing and stuff going down there looking around.
See where this goes.
Yeah, I think the one night whenever we investigated the place, it was just snowing like crazy, man. It was
like a blizzard, man.
It was
end of
rough.
March.
Oh yeah. Oh, that was.
That's kind of why we booked it for end of March, because we didn't think it would be that bad at the end of March, but it was brutal.
Oh yeah.
Well, it's like the movie The Thing without the thing, you know. And I think we ended up like stopping the investigation around like 3:00 in the morning, which is kind of early for us, quote unquote, because like anytime we would do like an actual like, you know, session in whatever location, you just heard so much wind interference and just pretty much. Actually, I think Jen, Troy, and myself, I can't remember the name of the room, but we had some pretty decent action there with.
That was where Callinger was, the serial killer. We
had Troy's laser grid facing the corner of the cell. The cells, like it was a two story location, and Jen was doing the Estes method in the one little confinement area. I don't even know what the heck it was called, but I was asking questions, and what I was asking was correlating with what she was saying. And then all of a sudden, Troy's laser grid went off in the top, and then it shut off on the bottom too. And then we ended up, snapping Jen out of it and scared her half to death. But that was really the only piece of evidence we actually caught. But like Sean said, it was insane, man. Like you couldn't see like a foot in front of you without the snow. It was nuts.
Yeah, Mikey wanted to leave too. If Mikey wants to leave, it's bad because he always wants to stay till like the last minute.
Oh, God, I don't know how he does it. I mean, I'm the only one that doesn't have any kids or anything, and I think freaking like 3 o'clock in the morning is sometimes too late. I like my sleep. But, yeah, whatever you guys like, do you guys like stay, up pretty late when it comes to doing these investigations, Jay, or do you
It
guys
just
have a
depends.
certain time? Yeah.
This depends. Like I said, that when we went to Crescent, it was on Friday, and every one of us just got off work.
Yeah.
I left the shop early just to get over here and try to rest. That didn't happen. Yeah, I think we ended up leaving like one that morning.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it started snowing. It was so cold.
Oh, yeah.
It was like, yeah, no. So I don't know. I mean, me and Caitlin, we was talking about it a couple of days ago, and I was like, maybe catch it a warmer time. Maybe we can get us a group. Go over there and actually check it out.
Yeah. Yeah, you definitely need a lot of people for that place because it's expensive.
Oh, yeah.
Because I think we had like 20 people, I think, because we actually went to eat beforehand and we had a big table, all of us at the table.
Yeah, it was a fun night though, man. It was awesome.
That's a good thing though. It's so big that you can have 20 people. You're not going to run into anybody,
Oh, exactly. Yeah.
How many buildings does that place have? Like 11 or 15 or something like that. Some number.
I forget. They give you a map that says everything, but I don't remember what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's now do you like feel that like, things happen later as the night goes on? It doesn't really matter if it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen, or do you get more activity whenever it's like super, super late, like how you mentioned like 3, 2, 1? Because I know the whole witching hour thing happens at 3. Do you think that makes a big difference or
I don't think it does.
no?
I mean, if you got activity, it's gonna happen.
Exactly.
They don't know, they don't know time. Time don't. Well, it's not the fact they don't know it. It just don't apply to them.
Right.
So you can walk like Hillview or Greene County down here. You can walk in this place, these two places, and I guarantee you, if you got 1 or 2 people, you will hear something going on.
That's like
go ahead, son.
That's like when we were just at Bel Air. Me, Jen, and April were the first 3 there, and it was it was daytime out. It was still like 4 or 5 o'clock, and as soon as like we got there, we're in the living room, and it sounded like somebody walked right by us. All 3 of us heard it, and that was daytime. Like I don't know. I think kind of part of it is like people think it's so active, like 3, 4 in the morning. I think it's because you're so damn tired and you start like hearing shit.
That's true.
Yeah. Your mind can actually do a lot to enhance that, and there's just so much we don't understand about our own minds.
Oh yeah. I mean, heck, if you run on like a couple hours of sleep and it's so dark out, you're going to see shadow figures because your eyes are playing tricks on you.
Yep.
One of my old buddies, hell, on the way home from a concert, he was running on like 20 minutes of sleep. He was starting to hallucinate behind the wheel. I'm like, it's bad, I mean, it's just, to me, sleep's a good thing, especially with doing this type of stuff too. And I have a bad habit of freaking falling asleep really early. Like, you're going to laugh at this. Whenever we were in Hillview, I think I was like sitting down on one of the chairs on the 3rd floor along that hallway while everybody was doing their thing, and I sort of like dozed off a little bit, and I actually took a cat nap, not realizing I did.
And other than Hannah, you're the youngest, I think, ain't you?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm 36. I'll be 37 next year. That's right. Because Mikey's 36, but he's older than me by like a month, and like.
Yeah, so Phil should be all energetic and shit.
Yeah. I have a sit-down job, so I'm already like, I'm not moving around as much as I like to.
My job won't let me, so.
Any,
get up, they want something.
Have you guys ever been outside the U.S. doing any investigations or anything?
No. We, me and Heather and Little Man here, we got a vacation planned out in June.
Okay.
We ended up booking a cruise to the Bahamas.
Oh, nice.
That'd be awesome.
And yeah, that's probably a bad place putting someone like me on a boat. Especially on an island. You got islands, lighthouses. And I think one of the stops is we get to go and explore like the whole island. And I told her, so you do know I'm going to check these lighthouses out, right? You do know this.
Yeah.
She's like, that's fine. Just don't do nothing stupid.
That's so
Oh,
funny.
okay.
Sounds like a challenge.
It really does. You know, she, she, what was it? I think she grew up in, she was born and raised here in Indiana. And then they moved down to Florida for a little while. And then I think she came up here in her up to Kentucky in her teenage years, or middle years or something. But she ended up checking out the what's that one lighthouse down in Florida? St. Augustine, I think.
Okay.
So she went over there and she checked that place out when she was down there. So she's over there bragging that. Okay, that's fine. You know.
Yeah, Jen was born in Florida or whatever too. She didn't move up here until she was like I think out of high school. But she's had family up here for years. But
yeah, that's one of the, well, besides me being an old field, you know, they have family just like I said, just over here in Indiana. So, you know, I was 5 hours away from home working in the old field, so we decided, you know, let's get a place up here closer. And that's how I ended up being up here.
Okay. You like it up there?
Yeah, there's a lot of history in this state. A lot.
Yeah.
There's a ton of it. You know, one of the places I told people I really want to go with them, just check out during the daytime, would be Penhurst.
Yeah.
I want to go check that place.
yeah, I've been there for their haunted house before, but I've never done like a paranormal thing there.
Yeah, I think it's like 1,000. I think.
That's not that bad.
No, God no. So that might be something cool to check out. There's a lot of different people saying you only get like so many hours and stuff like that. It's like, it's funny, yeah. I got told it was like 8 hours or something like that. I was like, you know, if I ran up $1,000, I'll go do it.
For sure.
There you go.
We was going to go and do a day tour over in what was it, the Eastern State Penitentiary.
Mhm.
And I looked at it, you know, and I was like, you know, no, I don't want to get Bubby and take him all the way over there to see a jail that he's not going to be interested in, you know. So we ended up going down to the caverns down there in Farmington. So,
Okay.
oh well.
Yeah, I've been to Eastern State 3 times, twice for their haunted house, and then I went to their masquerade thing, which the masquerade was really cool.
Mm-hmm.
But I've never done like an actual paranormal thing there either. But.
Yeah, I was trying to find stuff for it, and I could not find anything out on that.
Damn.
Yeah, it's for some reason you can't find nothing. You guys find something, let me know.
Well, I don't know. We did have a friend that worked there. I think she still works there. Well, actually, 2 friends because they were like together. But because
Who was it?
well, Margie from Scare House,
Oh, yeah.
and then Amy or whatever was there. She was their head person of their haunted house there.
Yeah, I miss those two. Yeah, they were awesome, man.
Which actually, when I did that masquerade, like since I knew them, I actually got like special treatment, and they like put us in like all the stuff that you have to get picked for and everything. So it was
Nice.
cool.
Yeah, it's cool like doing this type of thing. You kind of get like, I don't want to say VIP status, but you kind of get treated pretty royally. You know, whenever we went to you're gonna laugh at this, Jay, but whenever we went to Tin Lizzie and excuse me, La Trobe, the bar was still open to the public, so people were like drinking and everything too, and they actually let us behind the bar in the basement while everybody was still there just getting tanked and like having drinks. They're like,
everybody's staring at us. Yeah, it was weird.
It was funny. It was funny. They were cool though, although some of them got a little too rowdy, you know.
Yeah, it was hard though doing that type of like when there's a full crowd there. That's like I talked to what is that place called? It's over in the north side. It's a German restaurant. Like Jen talked to them originally. I can't remember what it's called, but she talked to them originally about us coming in. And they're like, yeah, you know, you guys can come in, blah, blah, blah. So then she's like, well, talk to my husband or whatever. So I called them and I was like, you know, like we got to get in there after the place is closed. And they're like, yeah, we won't. Like they wanted us to come investigate while the restaurant was fully open. I was like, that's not going to work.
No.
That'd be the funniest thing ever too, man. If you just did that while someone was just like eating their meal. It's like, sir, You have like some weird aura around you. Can I come out? You know,
Well, it's just too noisy. That's the main thing, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a weird night, man. It was a fun night, but a weird night. I mean, I think Jen ended up like hearing like a couple, you know, doing something fun in the bathroom or some stuff.
Oh, Tin Lizzy, you mean?
Yeah. Yeah, it was. We met some really unusual people there. I mean, I think some other dude was, you know, because this was back whenever the masks were still kind of a thing, you know.
Oh yeah.
I think some dude was like kind of questioning why one of our members was still, you know, wearing one for obvious reasons. But yeah, like Sean said, it was crazy. And I think like even after we left the whole place, there were still people there, you know, carrying on. I want to get back there. That was probably one of my favorite places to go to. It reminded me a lot of the Harmony Inn and Harmony.
That's Marita, by the way, Jay.
Oh hey.
Who's that?
Marita.
Oh, I don't think I know her.
Nobody likes you, Phil. Shut up. It's like,
ouch. Ouch.
You don't see anybody here saying hi, Phil, do you? So.
Shut up, Sean.
We always pick on Phil.
It's out of love, though.
Is it? It's like,
Yeah. I'm the nice guy. Sean's the asshole. So. Oh man, it's too funny.
But
it always has to be that one guy, you know. And that's a cool thing too. Like we all have our personalities, we all get along, we all cut up on each other, and all that stuff.
Oh yeah.
You know,
I keep on. You know, you got Jen. You know, keeping on wanting me to get you guys down to Greene County, which I'm going to.
Yeah.
Now there you go.
No one feels left out.
Yeah.
Nah, he's part of the group again.
Yeah.
But I think going to different places, people you can get along with, you know, you can get a lot of stuff.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
We've definitely had both. Like some people that didn't mesh with us, but then like once you like find your core group, you know, it's everything works out a lot better. That's for sure.
Most definitely.
Yeah, I feel closer to this group than, you know, Christ, even some of my family. You know, it sounds weird saying that, but you know, I think like even like whenever we first started, like every, you know, weekend was booked up and all that stuff, and you know, just became so like therapeutic almost too. You know, then you know you have your moments where you're just like tired and everything came to a standstill, and then a month down the road you're like, Christ, now I miss everybody and want to do some more stuff. You know.
Oh yeah.
You know, it's fun, and you know, I would like to have even like some of my family to, you know, come on some of the public stuff that we do, but none of them really want to. Who knows? We'll see.
Yeah, I got a cousin that's wanting to go and do an investigation with us, so I'm gonna get it with her probably next little bit until I'm coming. You know, I'm gonna be down back home.
Yeah,
like the week of Christmas. So, and if she ended up seeing this, I wouldn't have to worry about sending her a message. So.
Oh man, that's awesome, dude. Yeah, can you see yourself doing like something like this for like the rest of, you know, for as long as you can? Seems like it's pretty ingrained in you.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah, I believe I can. I'm doing a lot more.
Yeah.
I decided, you know, I told the wife I needed something, and I was looking for like online courses and stuff like that, and I found one through a place called N.A.P.S, and it's a legit degree. And it caught my eye, so I was like, well, you know, I sent it over to her one night, and I got it the next morning. She's like, go for it. You know? So it was like $1,500, something like that, you know. And it's one of those things you know, you pay, you know, you can pay like so much a month. You know, for a fact, you're going to keep on going with it because, you know, you put money into this, and now you lost, you know, like $1,500. Come on. So yeah, I believe, you know, I can go all the way up to like getting like a whole PhD in this. And I was like, I don't know yet. You know, I just started on it, I mean, if it goes up to a whole PhD, it's going to be in paranormal sciences.
That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, yeah. So I was like, well, I'm going to go ahead and check it out. You know, I can change. It's like any other college, you can change it.
Oh, sure.
And but yeah, I'm really into it. You know, they was talking about like the same thing we did at the beginning of the whole multiverse and stuff like that. It's like these guys talk on your labor, and the biggest thing some of it at the beginning of it, they want you to, want to see if you can understand what they're talking about. Make sure you can, you're checking it out. You know, if you got your own opinion, that's fine. But if you want this, just let us know you understand what we're talking about. I'm like, okay, let's do this.
So for the demonology stuff, was that like a online course, or how did you?
That was actually,
yeah.
That was that and pretty much like this, really.
Yeah.
I actually paid I think like $20. I cut it on one of those specials, and it's cool. They got different things on it too that help you out. And some of them that check it out, it's like, well, they don't give a whole lot of info on it. Well, you pay what you get.
Yeah.
You get a certificate that you went through it and all that. Now that's up to you if you're going to keep on studying it. And that's one thing that gets to me. People over there, can go through that whole. Oh, I'm a demonologist. Do you study? Oh, no. Okay, then how can you call yourself a demonologist if you're not studying this?
Yeah.
I gotta. Let's see, what's that? Oh, that's not it.
What are the degrees behind you? Looks like there's degrees behind you.
That actually belongs to my wife.
Ah, there we go. All right.
Yeah, my wife is she's a cleaning specialist for Aetna. She works from home.
Nice.
I pretty much borrowed this fancy desk, and when we moved over here to the house after we bought it, she decided she needed an office, so this is her office now.
Hey, for the show,
Yeah,
you could have just put your name on there and act like it was yours.
yeah. No, I mean she's got a bachelor's in healthcare administration.
That's awesome.
Associates in of science and medical assistance. So she was a medical assistant for the longest time.
Okay.
So she just wanted to keep going. So I let her go for it.
Nice.
That's amazing.
Oh yeah.
Is she as into the paranormal as you are, or is it more of your thing?
She is, but she gets to the point. Some places she won't go.
Yeah.
I'm slowly getting her. She's slowly getting into Hillview. Because I took her, just showed her around the building one time, and I got back out. They screwed with her the entire time, but I was inside that building with her, played with her hair and stuff like that. And she just looked at me and said, "I'll never go back."
Crazy.
Okay, babe. It happens.
Yeah.
After that, that's when I done the battlefield with my nephews, and she was down there with us, so that was cool. And then, like I said, lately she's been doing baby steps. I got her up on the third floor last time I was there, so I can't argue there.
Awesome.
She was hanging out with the right people, so she had fun.
That makes a big difference too, man.
Oh yeah.
Certain teams will just, welcome you with open arms, and you're like, okay, maybe this isn't so bad as I thought it was going to be,
Oh yeah. Yeah. We're all like a family. I had I think it was Memorial Day weekend, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I told all of them that was up here. I told them, you guys come over. We're going to have a cookout. We all sat on the side deck, and, we cooked out, and they brought stuff. We just had a good time just hanging out.
Yeah, sure.
My driveway's plumb full of cars and stuff. People's going up by the house just looking. Some of it was a little loud and rowdy, but
you're gonna have fun.
Yeah. And then after that, we got busy. I didn't get a chance to do it again. And now it's cold. I can't do that right now. But
this weather sucks.
yeah.
Ugh.
It hasn't been that bad actually, though. But
Yeah, I noticed. Yeah.
Yeah, knock on wood. We'll get screwed later. I'll tell you that much.
well, I mean,
Probably.
January, February is always like the worst. It seems like.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why. Like every time we do like a certain investigation, certain time of the year, I'm like, oh shit, here we go. Now we're gonna freeze our butts off. But you take what you can get.
Well, that one time we did Darmine, that was during the winter. That's all outside.
That was rough. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's the one up off of 70 up here, right?
It's like Bell Vernon area.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. The last time me, Phil, and Sage actually, and my daughter went out there just a month or two ago. We were just there, which wasn't too bad because it was warm out.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, it was a fun night. If it wasn't for me and my stomach issues, that's about it. That was the only thing that was keeping
we
us
only
from
stayed
being.
till like 11 something. I think.
Dude, it was bad. Like never eat nachos, spicy nachos before you come to an investigation because
No.
it was rumbling, man. I barely talked because I was trying to concentrate on not losing my freaking mind because of how I was feeling.
Should
and,
just shit in the woods, Phil.
yeah, right.
Well, does it?
Oh, it was funny because after we left that place, by the grace of God, we stopped at like a Sheets or something like that. I can't remember, but the men's bathroom was actually not the most clean. So I'm like, yeah, there's no way in hell. Yeah, dude, it was bad, man. And then I ended up going to the women's bathroom. And
Yeah, I guarded the door.
And right whenever I sat down, Sean texted me, "There's a girl out here waiting." And I'm like.
And she was cool at first too, but then like he was taking for so long, she got kind of like bitchy with me. But I was like, "What are you gonna do?"
When you gotta go, you gotta go. Oh, dude, it was a false alarm too. I was like, shit. Yeah, but that place is really fun to go to. That's like probably the fourth time we've been there, and it's beautiful, man. It really is.
I think third for the photo shoot, and then the 2 other times. Yeah,
yeah, it's nice. It's there's a lot there. I don't even think we've actually found the underground mine, have we? Or
no, because there is an entrance to the actual mine, and I wouldn't go in there because it looks super fucking sketchy. But like,
yeah.
I've seen videos of people that have actually went in there before, and see, like 2 of the times we've been there, it's been dark, so it's like impossible to find it in the dark.
Yeah,
but I don't know. We'd have to go during the day probably and look around too. And I'm not even exactly sure where the actual entrance is.
So
but there's all sorts of buildings and stuff you can go in there too. That's like what we usually do when we're there.
So is it like just open up to the public? I mean,
yeah, I mean it's just like a thing out in the woods. Like it's not like ran by anybody. It's just like
not like Livermore up here.
I've never been there, but
Really?
probably like what's it called? Dead Man's Hollow. You know Dead Man's Hollow, McKeesport.
Yeah, I heard about it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like that. Like it's just like I know Dead Man's Hollow is part of the Allegheny Land Trust. I'm not sure if that one is or not, but it's like off of a trail, like down in the woods and that. And we had a couple interesting things happen last time when we were there with Sage. We saw like this light thing and like made this weird sound. I don't know what the fuck it was, and it's it was out in the middle of the woods, like. Probably 10, 11 o'clock at night.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, it could have been a person, but like, why are you out in the middle of the woods by yourself? Like,
Yeah,
that was
really.
kind of weird.
I mean,
And then we also had, which I'm not a big fan of dowsing rods, but we had a set of dowsing rods and we had the flux, I think, wasn't it, Phil? Is that what we were using? We were using something else too.
Yeah. Little triangle flux thing. Yeah.
Yeah. And I was asking like, if something was in the woods with us and the dowsing rods crossed and said yes. And then the flux went off at the same time. And then we started hearing noises in the woods. So like all of that coinciding together, like seemed like it could have been something. And that was kind of creepy, Which Sage, he was thinking it might've been actually going back to like talking about skinwalkers and that. He was asking like, is it a skinwalker or whatever? And it was crossing and everything. And, but
if I ever saw a skinwalker, man, I'd be booking it. Be like, see you guys.
well, anything that would be like flesh and bone, yeah. I mean, I wasn't really worried about much because I mean, what's it really going to do to you? But
right,
some type of like Bigfoot or something, that shit can mess you up,
Oh, dude. Actually, it's crazy because there is an episode of Twin Paranormal. I don't know if you guys have ever actually watched that YouTube channel. It's
I've heard of them, but I don't know if I've ever seen it.
pretty good. One of the episodes, they actually were recording it looked like a skinwalker. I don't know if it was like just some dude messing with them, but this thing, like, probably about 7 foot tall. It was actually right by a tree trunk, and it was like night vision that they were using. And the thing like ducked and disappeared like that, and then it kind of like teleported in different parts of the actual path, dude. It was insane, man. I mean, of course, it could have been easily like manipulated because a lot of these YouTube channels are kind of, you'd be surprised what you can do. But if it was legit, man, I would have been like pissing myself. Speaking of which, Jay, do you watch any like paranormal shows or any fan of them?
Yeah, I mean, we do. I mean,
Yeah.
We started watching the newest Ghost Hunters. We got some good ideas off that show. That little island off of in West Virginia, there off of Parkersburg there.
Yeah.
I can't think of the name of it right offhand. And so I had a couple of them, looking to see how much we can go over to that place. I think it was like $1,500, but you get to spend the night on the island.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, you set up tents and everything. I'm like,
Oh, is that the one in Marietta, Ohio?
Parkersburg.
Oh, okay, because I know that Marietta has a place like that too.
Yeah, I think it goes to what is that, Haunted Marietta or something?
Yeah,
something like
yeah.
that.
The same people
I think
do
it's through
Anchorage
them.
and all that.
Yeah.
They do the hotel too, I think.
Yeah, yeah. We was talking about doing the that little conference down there too. I think it's in January, I believe, or at least going down and checking it out.
Mm.
I think I'd rather just go down and see, check the place out. Really.
Yeah.
I thought that I watched that 28 Days Haunted. It was just on Netflix.
Yeah,
I thought that was pretty good.
I got a couple more episodes. I got to finish that, and I just haven't had time to finish it yet.
I still have to watch that show.
Yeah, it was pretty
It's
decent.
something, yeah.
They had a lot of activity on there, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Is it just like a regular paranormal show, or they just
They stay there for 28 days, and it's 3 different teams. Actually, some of the people, when we were at Sleepy Hollow, like Shane Pittman was there. Shane Pittman's in it. Jeremy Leonard, he was in it too. I swear there was a third person that was at that same convention with us, but yeah, there's a couple like known people in it or whatever. It was a pretty good show.
And it's on Netflix, you said?
Yeah.
Nice, man. I know what I'm doing later. I've been so far behind on like a lot of this stuff. Like I've been obsessed with like, Portals to Hell and all that with Jack Osborne and don't know how. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, I got intrigued there for a little bit, and then I think what threw me off was the Hillview one.
Mm.
I'm like, that's a little bit pushing it right there,
Yeah. That's like, it seems like anytime like you actually know about the property and when somebody comes in and like says some shit, because that's even like, I remember back in the day, remember the show Fear? It used to be on MTV.
Oh yeah.
And they had Monsville on there. And they're like, oh, it's in the middle of nowhere. And blah, blah, blah. I was like, no, it isn't. It's in the middle of their downtown. Like, like when they start like bullshitting people that don't know, it's like, yeah, I don't trust that show as much,
Yeah.
I thought it was funny with the whole Hillview episode that Destination Fear actually did. I think one of the members actually recorded himself puking because of how quote unquote dark the place was.
He actually had a stomach virus that night.
That's what it was.
Yeah, and they try to blame it on the building. I'm like, no, he had a stomach virus.
Yeah,
And you could tell when he walked in, he didn't look right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's and that's the thing too. Like we've been there so many times. I think the place is relaxing. Honestly, I mean,
yeah,
I mean, I never knock on wood experienced anything bad.
Yeah, you have your moments.
Yeah,
doing it. Scaremare when I was up there doing some of the tours and stuff. I would go up there on a Friday after leaving the shop. I'll be up there until like midnight. By the time Ken and Sue and all of them would get done and come out, give them time, give them something to eat on and stuff. I will be up on the second floor, and I'll get like the on the rocking boat field, Kelly off on the second floor. But last time I was there, I done a sweep on the second floor with the with that thermal of mine.
Mm-hmm.
I felt fine.
Yeah.
It was just a peaceful hallway. So
Yeah. That's the thing too with some of these places, man. You just feel relaxed.
mhm.
You know, it's like even going to Grand Midway, I feel good. You know, I don't feel weird or anything. And I think the only like place I actually felt really like off and kind of uncomfortable and is the House of Wills in Cleveland.
I've heard a lot about people going there, and they felt
Yeah.
awful.
You know what? I don't know what it was. I mean, I thought they looked cool on the inside, but like whenever I was hearing that like people had attachments after they left, I think they kind of mentally was like screwing with me a little bit. And plus, it was like right in the middle of like the part of Cleveland, which you really don't want to be around.
Yeah, I think the
Yeah.
neighborhood was scarier than the actual building was.
Yeah.
Yeah, that plays a big part of it too.
Yeah.
We didn't really have a lot happen there, but I know actually before I even went there, Drake actually messaged me and like
Mhm.
kind of warned me about that place because I mean I know what goes on there in the history and everything.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I think it's another reason why I kind of like put me in like a, you know, I'm kind of not as enthusiastic now for some reason. And it was actually funny because I think I was the one, as well as April and Jen, that we kind of opted out early. I think it was like 3:00 in the morning or something like that. We were just tired. And so Mikey helped to move April's big cooler out of there into her truck or van. And she wanted me to drive it. I think all of us actually just decided to drive back to the hotel. And we saw a car driving by slowly. And then it stopped and turned around. It was kind of facing us. So we were like, yep, time to go.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we were kind of like taking our good old time, you know, unknowingly, and had to book it out of there. But it was
yeah,
nuts.
me, Mikey, and the Barkers all stayed later.
Yeah.
You guys all left. Yeah.
Yeah, they toughened it out. I went home or went to the hotel and just passed out. Yeah, it was a cool place, though, but it just, I don't know. I was just off. But, you know, what can you do? Cleveland is not the greatest places I've been to. I mean, I've been there for concerts before, and the place just isn't pretty. So
Yeah.
Well, it's Pittsburgh's rival, so
that's true. That's very true. That's very true.
So fuck Cleveland. So.
Yeah.
Fuck Cleveland.
But I don't know, Jay. You got anything you want to promote? Anything coming up? Any or whatever?
Just let's see.
Social media pages or anything like that?
Facebook, our Facebook page. You know, everyone, you know, check out the Westmoreland Paranormal Expo coming up in April 8th. Free to the public. We're gonna have I believe some of us was talking about putting like little donation jars throughout the whole building that the public, you can come in, donate some couple dollars here and there for these guys. And it goes straight to them. None of it's going to us. It just helps them out with equipment, all that stuff, upgrades for the building, anything they need, really.
Yeah.
So,
That's awesome, man.
All right.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
thanks for coming on, Jay.
Hell yeah, brother.
I'm sure we'll be in
anytime.
contact soon.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Yeah, yeah.
Sure.
I have to make Jen happy there.
Good luck with that. I can't. So.
Well, she's wanting to go Greene County, so you know.
Oh,
So I'll definitely
man.
have to. I'll get it with them, and we're gonna have to work out some dates.
Hell yeah, brother.
Sounds good.
Can't
Oh,
wait
yeah.
to see you again, man. Heck yeah.
Exactly.
Love it,
All
dude.
right. Well, have a good night, and thanks for coming on, man.
Thanks, brothers.
Yep.
My man. See you, brother.
See you, man.
Peace.
Thanks for watching. And don't forget, you can find us here, and here, and here. Don't forget, everybody needs a little bump in the night.